One thing disturbing is the violence which is going on. If the matter is pending here, it shouldn't happen.
जो था सब तो हमको लूट लिया, तो हमको बोल रहा है कि तुम्हारा इज्जत दो तो हम तुम्हारा पति को भी भिक्षा देंगे।
এখন কি করবে জানেন, ভয় সবারই আছে, জান তো বাঁচাতে হবে।
System is being pressurized using violence. Who's pressuring whom? We don't know.
There are positive points in the bill. Do highlight that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Chief Justice of India, Sanjeev Khanna, today said that violence which is going on in Bengal is disturbing. What was the basis of this reprimand? Let these numbers from violence hit Bengal do the talking. At least 400 families have been displaced in Bengal, within the state and some outside. 3 people have been killed. 15 security personnel have been injured. Over 100 homes have been looted and razed. All of this, Aag and Nafrat, was to oppose a bill, a Sansad Ka Kanun. The anti-Waqf law protests led to arson, anger and anarchy under the Mamata Banerjee government. This while the matter is already in the apex court. 73 petitions by the likes of Owaisi, Congress, Trinamool Congress, the All India Muslim Personal Law Board have challenged the validity of the Waqf law. Their biggest concern was scrapping of Waqf by user. But the apex court pointed out that there are genuine concerns of its misuse, but it conceded that it's impossible to show registration deeds pre-British era. The second contention Kapil Sibal raised was if protected monuments can be Waqf land. Here, the Supreme Court said that there is no ambiguity since a Waqf property cannot be later declared a protected monument and vice versa. But when it came to the inclusion of non-Muslims in the Waqf board, the apex court put a poser to the center. It asked, will you allow Muslims in Hindu endowment boards as well? While the apex court advised that positive points in the law must be highlighted and slammed the violence, Bengal Chief Minister was busy pacifying the anti-Waqf protesters rather than meeting the victims themselves. In her fiery speech, she shifted the entire blame to the center, the BSF, fake videos, and even lashed out at Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath. But nowhere, viewers, nowhere did she condemn the violence. Watch for yourself.
প্লিজ দয়া করে সে যেই হোক, এ বি সি ডি ই এফ জি এই যেই বা হোক, আইন কখনো হাতে তুলে নেবেন না। আপনি ইউনুসের সাথে গোপন মিটিং করুন, চুক্তি করুন, দেশের ভালো হলে খুশি হব। হোম মিনিস্ট্রি সোর্সকে কোট করে বলেছে এইরকম করেই ওরা দেয়, তাকে আমি দোষ দিচ্ছি না। देश में इसमें बांग्लादेश का हाथ है, अगर हाथ है तो इसको जमींदारी तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का है। बीएसएफ बॉर्डर संभालते हैं, हम नहीं संभालते हैं। क्यों अलाउ किया? क्यों बीजेपी का बाहर से आदमी आके आप गड़बड़ करके भाग गया?
So who stoked the Waqf fire in Bengal? Was there a political conspiracy behind the mayhem? After Murshidabad, Bhangar saw violence amid a protest led by the ISF. As many as 16 police personnel were injured in the clashes as mobs hounded, chased and attacked cops. While Mamata Banerjee has claimed conspiracy by the BJP and ISF claim that the Trinamool Congress cadres were the ones who stoked the violence. Listen in.
The violence which had happened in Murshidabad and other parts of West Bengal, and we do sporadic incidents elsewhere, these are the result of these unmindful political statements given by Mamata Banerjee.
पुलिस जहाँ पे एक्टिव होना चाहिए वहाँ पे इनएक्टिव है, जहाँ पे मतलब पुलिस का जो रोल वो निभाना चाहिए वहाँ पे जो अपोजिशन पार्टीज का जैसे आईएसएफ वहाँ पे अपोजिशन है उनके ऊपर फेक फर्जी केस बना के इस जो अभी बंगाल में जो अभी आंदोलन चल रहे हैं इसको कमजोर करने के लिए कोशिश कर रहे हैं। हम बोल रहे हैं सीसीटीवी फुटेज जो है पब्लिक कर दो, एक भी आईएसएफ का कार्यकर्ता नहीं मिलेगा। मेरा अजम्पशन है सब टीएमसी का है।
So, ladies and gentlemen, the Motorola legitimate question we are asking on the news hour tonight: is violence being used as a weapon against the Waqf law? That's the question, and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Gaurav Bhatia, national spokesperson of the BJP, Professor Jyotsna Tirunagri, national spokesperson of the TDP, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author. Also joining the debate, Faizan Kidwai, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Shubhankar Bhattacharya, political analyst, supports the Trinamool Congress. But my first question goes to Congress leader Kamru Zaman Chaudhary. And Kamru Zaman Chaudhary, I want to ask you straight off the bat, the Mamata Banerjee government is blaming the MP of the Congress party because he did nothing to stop the violence in Bengal. Do you agree that it is the Congress's fault that violence went out of hand in Murshidabad?
Listen, in Bengal, we all know that Mamata Banerjee, her police and the administration have been exposed during this recent Murshidabad violence. It's just looking for a scapegoat in Isha Khan Chaudhary, the MP from Malda, from where this Shamsherganj is. But basically, you see what happened was, after the Waqf Act was passed by the parliament, the entire protests in Murshidabad district or other parts of India or Bengal in particular were very much spontaneous. There was no leader who was spearheading this protest. That means we had anticipated such kind of protests will be there on the streets. But what was Mamata Banerjee doing? Because she has, over period of time during the past, we have seen that how she complements her politics with the BJP's politics. If BJP plays the politics of Hindus, Mamata Banerjee tries to play the politics of the Muslim. With that aim in mind, she made sure that one of our topmost leaders from Bengal, Adil Ranjan Chaudhary, lost the election in a Muslim-dominated seat of Berhampur to an imported Muslim from Gujarat. This how she keeps her politics in Bengal, and she has been seen, and we know that she has multiple times, as she has said, that we will bring BJP in the front and we'll play politics. For her, the Shamsherganj is a way to divert the attention from the Supreme Court judgment of 26,000 teachers losing their jobs in Bengal. A classic example of how diversion politics is being held up in Bengal. Most importantly,
Kamru Zaman Chaudhary, I congratulate you for unmasking the Trinamool Congress party and the Mamata Sarkar in Bengal. But I don't know, has the leopard changed its spots? Who are your friends? Who are your enemies? I don't know. But Shubhankar Bhattacharya, please respond to Kamru Zaman Chaudhary, because he says it is the failure of the Mamata Sarkar. Exactly what the BJP is saying. I want to ask you, is this the failure of Mamata Banerjee, which she is trying to put at the doorstep of Prime Minister Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah, BSF? She's even accused the BSF of giving 5,000 rupees to the children to create riots over there. So is she the Home Minister of Bengal, the Chief Minister of Bengal, or not? Can she control law and order or not?
Well, Navika, I understand. I immediately saw the smile on your face the moment, Kamru Zaman Chaudhary actually gave you the proper feed, which maybe you were actually expecting. Because on the whole, the Congress actually didn't come up so strongly against the Trinamool Congress over there in Bengal. So, having been said it, I'm not an official spokesperson for Trinamool Congress either, and I've been continuously saying it. If there is a mistake, of course the state government is responsible. No, they cannot run away with this responsibility. But does that mean that the BJP has got the license to provoke the people over here, to encourage the violence over here? I didn't hear even in your starting report as well where Mamata Banerjee, it could be, she could be clearly heard that none of the people from any community will be allowed, or it will be, nobody should promote violence in any course. So she has been saying that. But the thing is, again I would repeat, we were in a debate with you only yesterday. The things I said that who is the direct beneficiary of all these things? Not Mamata Banerjee, trust me. Where is the logic behind doing such a drastic, this kind of, a mob event over there? Nobody will experiment such thing. None of the chief minister can ever think of, planning anything like this for their own political benefit. And what kind of political benefit do you think the TMC or Mamata Banerjee going to draw from it? The only benefit from it is going to go to only one party, single party, that is BJP, which is trying its level hard. Since now, we'll see a number of such instances in
Shubhankar Bhattacharya, if the BJP is provoking and Bengal is getting provoked, then I would say that they don't trust you. They don't trust Mamata Banerjee. They don't trust the Trinamool Congress. You were provoking me by mentioning my smile. Am I allowed to smile? Am I allowed to have expressions on my face without the permission of Mamata Banerjee? Because she's blamed Godi media. She's blamed everybody who comes from outside. But she brought in an outsider, Yusuf Pathan, who defeated our friend Mr. Chaudhary of the Congress party. I want to ask you, outsiders are allowed for her, but outsider reporters are not allowed by her. What is happening in Bengal? But let me get in Gaurav Bhatia. Gaurav Bhatia, who stands to gain is the big question. The who stands to gain? Is this the fight between the Congress and the Trinamool Congress evident on the News Hour tonight? Is that fight for the vote bank, for the Muslim vote bank that is responsible for the burning of Bengal, so much so that the Supreme Court had to take notice today?
So Navika, first of all, I think today's hearing in the Honorable Supreme Court highlights three important facts, and I must, underscore them. One, when the Supreme Court very clearly stated that it is very worrisome the kind of violence that is taking place when this act has been brought in. Second, they were very disturbed, and they even commented to the extent that when we are hearing the matter and we are seized with the matter, why is violence taking place in the country? Because they were presuming every citizen, including political parties and the minorities, especially the Muslims, should have faith in the Supreme Court. Third, and very important, there was a prayer for staying the act, and generally it is not stayed. The Honorable Supreme Court would be hearing the matter tomorrow, but today at least it wasn't stayed, and we are all hoping that the presumption of constitutionality doctrine will be applied even tomorrow. Having said that, now let's come to the political side. This movie that has been unleashed on the innocent citizens of West Bengal, the trailer came a few months back, 2 statements, and that would crystallize the politics of Mamata Banerjee. For the Hindus, she said, Jai Shri Ram bola tune, to teri chamdi udher dungi. Today, the victims are the Hindus, and she doesn't care. She stands with the writers. And the second statement, which highlighted the appeasement of Mamata Banerjee, was to the Muslims, Musalman दूध देने वाली गाय हैं, अगर गाय दूध देगी तो मैं उनकी दुलत्ती भी खा लूंगी. अब ये दूध वोट है कि नहीं, ये बेटे टीएमसी के प्रवक्ता बताएंगे, लेकिन that is the kind of appeasement we are seeing. Now, who is to be blamed for this violence? Only one question I asked to Mamata Banerjee. She has taken oath under the Constitution of India to preserve and protect the principles enshrined therein. Did she not say that a validly passed law before the parliament will not be implemented in West Bengal? Can she do that? Has she read Article 254? That is the larger question. Now, what are the TMC ministers and leaders saying? Let me tell you, TMC MP बापी हलदार, he says, अगर वक्त की संपत्ति की तरफ देखा तो तेरी आंखें निकाल लूंगा, तेरी हड्डियां तोड़ दूंगा. Has he been sacked? The answer is no. What did Firhad Hakim say? He said that this exodus is nothing unusual because they are only moving from one district, that is Murshidabad, to other districts of West Bengal. Now, if Mamta Banerjee and Firhad Hakim are thrown out of their house and they're told to live their life on street like any other victim, would they then understand, or would they still not understand the pain of the victims? So my question to the TMC supporter is simple. Law and order being a state subject, Mamta Banerjee being the Chief Minister and Home Minister, if there is violence, she is to be blamed. And I deny the fact that you're blaming the BJP workers. But assuming for the sake of argument that it's true, who would rein in these culprits? Who would put them behind bars? It has to be again Mamta Banerjee. So thus she has failed. That is the conclusion, QED.
Well, Shubhankar, please respond.
Can I? Okay. First, Navika, first of all, I love your smile. You're just a sister from a different mother. And I guess you're as much Bengali as I am. You're born over there.
I'm born in Kolkata. No, sister from Kolkata only.
So, yes. So, yes, of course, Navika. That is what I'm just coming to. And I love your smile. So,
perform a surgery on
and
you, Navika,
as for Gaurav Bhatia, as for... well, Gaurav, just hold a bit. I am also your colonial brother. You know, I am from Lucknow as well. So, anyways, Gaurav, the thing is, let me come to you. When coming to if we discuss about how low the discourse, a political discourse has gone down. Oh, okay. So, if we continue to discuss over how low the political discourse has come to, so at least I don't think that BJP should be talking about it, because while there was Murshidabad was burning, as you say, at the very same time your own leader making comments like own a weapon, keep a weapon, own a weapon. No, let me speak. I didn't interrupt you, Gaurav. Gaurav, I didn't interrupt you.
That's the question you have to answer.
Gaurav, I'm saying impose.
I'm asking you a question. You can't debate it. That's all.
Sir, you're not...
No, you are nobody to tell us what to do.
The only thing is you're not ready to use here.
Who are you?
Gaurav, I am challenging you. I am challenging your party. Impose presidential rule over there.
Answer my
impose presidential rule over there.
My pointed question is,
I am welcoming you to impose presidential rule.
Say that she will not implement
I'm saying I understood. If TMC is so bad for you, it's so bad for the country, impose presidential rule. Now tell me one thing, which Neta of yours did say that own a weapon, keep a weapon, know how to use it, and use it against the government, use it against the state government. Who said that?
What do you have to say
on that name of the person?
You can also pull out a quote of Mamta Banerjee where she has also said, Shubhankar ji, she has also said, if anybody is found helping the BJP, Allah ki kasam जीने नहीं देंगे. Those or words to that effect have been said by her as well last year. So yes, let's not go on the discourse. You are right in saying let's keep the discourse aside. But let me get in Professor Jyotsna. Professor Jyotsna, when Mamta Banerjee finds time to meet imams and maulanas 5 days after the violence takes place in West Bengal, when she finds time after 6 days to announce, even compensation to the families of Chandan Das and Hargobind Das, but no time to meet them, what would you make out of this? Is she really the Ma of the Manush over there? Because Maulanas can be met, imams can be met, but victims and their families, people who've lost their homes, 100 houses that have been razed to the ground, what about them? Has she shed a single tear for them? What about going and visiting them?
Navika ji, I think the sad part here is we have a woman as the chief minister there in West Bengal, Mamta Didi. Yes, I have utmost respect for her when it comes to her resilience and her strength and being there as one of the strongest women I really respect her for that. But again, she being a woman, and since I think 2 days, I suppose, Navikaji, 2-3 days, we have been seeing women literally crying on cameras, saying that we have been inappropriately touched. We have been, subjected to so much of torture. We have been asked to, lose our dignity, lose our honor, just to safeguard our families. So where are we? Which era are we living in? कौन से देश में रह रहे हैं हम लोग? भारत देश में ही है ना, भारतीय हम लोग, जहां स्त्री को शक्ति मानते हैं. What is happening in my country? Why isn't the chief minister reacting on that? Forget about Muslims. आप ये भी बात कर रहे हो ना, because imams, and I'm not even talking about it. I'm sorry, I'm not even talking about it. I'm not even talking about Waqf bill because the matter is sub judice and I don't want to talk about it at all. Absolutely not. My point is, why are the women being targeted? Why? That's the question. Just because they treat women as second-grade citizens? Just because they treat women as weak? Why? Namika ji, I think we need to ask this question, because I'll tell you why. As I said, I have utmost respect for Mamta Didi, and I thought she would literally go to those victims and talk to them and ask them, is it true that you have been targeted? Is it true that you have been asked to lose your dignity? Is it true that your families have been targeted if you do not lose your dignity? Why didn't she go and ask? Why didn't she stand with the victims there? And Navika ji, yesterday I was on one of the channels in 1 second, sir. Please give respect to women. I'm just talking about women. I'm not talking about any community. I'm not talking about any religion. I'm not talking about any bill. I'm sorry. I'm talking about women. Being a woman, being a citizen of this country where women are worshipped as Shakti, I am pained. I live in distress today. My fellow women are suffering there. Why isn't the government taking charge of it? Why isn't the government even reacting on it?
The entire country is asking, and this question has been raised by many. When and let me raise this question with Faizan Kidwai. Mamta is blaming BSF. What about Bengal police is the question coming in from our viewer Mukesh Sharma from Faridabad. Is Murshidabad violence an election ploy to scare Hindus and appease Muslims? Pradeep Kumar from Hyderabad asking that question. Also asking tonight is, does she have any proof to substantiate her allegations that she has made against the BSF? M. Venkat Ramani asking this question. I want to ask you, Faizan Kidwai. These accusations are easy to hurl, but what about the accusations that are coming against her own failure, her own government's failure, her own police's failure in containing the violence, her own ministers, her own leaders making statements that have provoked people and created this situation? I want to ask you, is there any accountability?
Good evening, Navika. As far as accountability is concerned, I hope you could ask the same question to Bharatiya Janata Party regarding Mr. Adityanath and his conduct in Uttar Pradesh. He's somebody who's constantly dividing people on communal lines. We all know that RSS, just like its parent organization, is a fascist, communal and a divisive organization. In their greed and their lust for power, they have pushed the country and set it ablaze in a communal fire of hatred. It's the hatred BJP has is not only limited to minorities, but it extends to SC, ST, OBCs also. Everybody is suffering in this jungle Raj. And the lady here from TDP, she was talking about women respect. So, madam, I'm sure you have gone through the NCRB and ADR data which says Uttar Pradesh is unsafest for women. It tops when it comes to women kidnapping and atrocities against women. As far as BJP is concerned, you just see a few days back in Kasganj, 8 people were arrested because they gang raped a lady, out of which one is a BJP member who's close to BJP MLA Devendra Rajput and former MP Rajveer Singh. Then there was a BJP IT cell members who gang raped a BHU girl. No case has been registered against them. There was a case, but they are out on bail and the UP government is not challenging that. There's one Balesh Dhankar who was heading the Australian wing of BJP. He used to rape them and videotape them. There are a lot of photographs where you can see him with the Prime Minister himself.
Sir,
this is the video. This is the photograph. Madam, let me complete. I didn't interject while you were speaking. I didn't interject while you were speaking. Did I interject? Kindly let me complete my point,
asking
please.
you a question. I
Okay.
raised my point.
And may I
Doesn't
no,
give you the
because
right to disown
because you
women in
said
West Bengal.
madam, let me complete. You said your heart is crying. Your heart is crying, and
Absolutely.
everybody's heart should cry. Yes, everybody's heart
But
should cry
yours isn't.
to see any kind of
Yours
atrocity
isn't.
against by the women.
You are only
But
talking
madam,
about UP.
ma'am,
You haven't
Navika
said a
ji,
word
Navika ji,
about
my question
Bengal,
remains the
Faizan
same.
Kidwai.
Doesn't give them the
So
right
if
to
everybody's
disown
heart
women
should
in
be,
West Bengal.
if everybody's heart should be crying, you haven't mentioned Bengal. You're only worried about UP. Yes, you should be. But what about Bengal? When it was Sandesh Khali, you didn't have a word to say. Today it is this violence, this riot, you have nothing to say. RG Kar, you had nothing to say. Absolute pin drop, deafening silence, Faizan Kidwai.
Can't you hear me? I'm speaking, Navika. Is your mic not catching my voice because there's no pin drop silence?
Mics
I'm
don't catch
constantly speaking.
voices. Mics don't hear.
Emit voice.
Yes.
So mic,
No.
emit voice.
Speakers
your ears
do.
are not
Speakers
catching my
do.
voice.
My
Okay.
mic was
Yes, yes.
also on when I was asking
Yes.
you questions. I don't think
Okay,
you
so are
caught
we
it
discussing
either.
about electronics here? I'm sure.
You
not.
didn't catch
So let
my
me complete.
questions either,
I
Faizan
did.
Kidwai.
Let me speak.
You know, you can
Navika,
be
let
clever
me
by
speak.
half, but so am I.
Let me-
I'm no
let-
pushover.
you are
Yes,
very-
please
of
speak,
course.
but answer the
Yeah.
questions I'm
Yeah.
asking you.
Yes. First, let me complete, Navika. First, let me complete. We all condemn what has happened in West Bengal.
Thank
But
you
who's
for saying that.
Thank
Who's
you for
responsible? This fake propaganda of Bharatiya Janata Party. For some reason, it is getting blurred here. So these are the tweets of Bharatiya Janata Party where they have put incidents from different places in India of different times, and they have said these riots are happening in West Bengal. They have been called out. The fact-finding committee has finally shown that they were lying. They have finally deleted these tweets. I'm sure, Navika, I'm sure you are aware of that, and you will ask Bharatiya Janata Party why they are spreading these rumors. There was a sting operation, Navika, from Dainik Bhaskar, where they did a sting operation on several agencies who were spreading rumors and maligning the reputation of Akhilesh and several other India bloc leaders, so that it could benefit Bharatiya Janata Party.
My friend, I completely respect Akhilesh Yadav ji. If anybody is sullying his name, please go to court. There are defamation,
we will.
defamation laws that
And as
exist.
far as Mr.
And
Aditya
if you don't know enough lawyers in
Can I
Delhi,
respond now?
maybe I can help you with a few suggestions. But to give unsubstantiated claims, if some newspaper has done it, you can do it. I can't vouch for that. But Anand
I'm not saying you vouch for
Ranganathan,
it.
why
Yeah,
does
yeah.
everybody want to distract the attention away from the fact that, number one, in the Supreme Court, 73 parties went and tried to argue to get a stay on the Waqf law. They didn't get it. And number two, they want to divert attention away from Bengal, blame everybody in the universe except the government of Bengal. Why, Anand Ranganathan?
Good evening, Navika, and good evening to my fellow panelists. It's half an hour gone, and I have been listening very patiently to this very important debate. I hope I get the courtesy of uninterrupted time. Look, Navika, politics aside, today is a day of reflection. A day where we have witnessed so many of our leaders fight to preserve an act that was discriminatory against 1 billion Hindus. A day where we have witnessed open dog whistling by sitting chief ministers, by not only refusing to follow the Waqf Amendment Act promulgated by a parliament, but also by advising those who rioted not to be provoked. So the lynched and the fleeing by boat Hindus, hundreds of them, are the ones who provoked their own deaths and exile. And as far as the Supreme Court is concerned, I'm sorry, for 30 years, the Supreme Court never found illegal an act that gave Muslims the power to claim any property as their own, that allowed them to annex any land housing a functional mosque. But today, it sits to adjudicate whether a version of that curtails these draconian excesses is illegal or not. For 30 years, the Supreme Court never found unsecular an act that gave Muslims the power to use thousands of crores of taxpayers' money to conduct survey of religious property. For 30 years, the Supreme Court never found unjust that a parallel extrajudicial tribunal decided with finality the fate of the aggrieved whose land and property was usurped. But today, it sits to adjudicate whether a version that curtails these draconian excesses is illegal or not, and you still claim that this country is not a banana republic. The fact of the matter is that we are being guilt-tripped into giving away our property, our schools, our temples, our rights, and finally our faith. Navika, I have said this before, I have nothing against the Waqf board. Why should anyone? Countless boards, charities, NGOs exist. The problem for me always was the Waqf Act that weaponized the Waqf board. But there's no point repeating all this. My view on Waqf Act has been known for 2 years. I wanted it abrogated. But as they say, perfect is the enemy of good. Given that the Waqf Act is not going to be abrogated, the next best option at least is an act that amends its many draconian clauses. Also, if the Islamists have usurped 20 lakh acres in the last 10 years, according to Mr. Amit Shah, through the weaponization of the Waqf Act, at least their annexation would be apt to the Waqf Amendment Act.
Absolutely. And the question tonight is, Kamruzaman Chaudhary, the Supreme Court even observed that even the Delhi High Court land is being called Waqf land, and you're saying why Waqf by user should not continue to exist? Eden Gardens has been claimed by them, the Parliament land has been claimed by them. Everybody and every iconic land in this country is a Waqf land. So shouldn't people question it, and should there be violence even while the Supreme Court is hearing the matter?
Now, Navika ji, very important question that you are raising out here. You know, just when the Waqf Act was about to be presented to the Parliament, the entire Sanghi ecosystem tried to build a narrative against the Waqf Board and the Waqf Act of 1995. That time when Sarkari Maulana came out in the ecosystem or in the entire discourse, political discourse of the country, which said that the entire Kumbh Mela was in fact a Waqf land. And who was this idiot? Sarkari Maulana. He has been exposed a number of times. But this type of people, they get the platform in your national media, in the legacy media, that we call as daily media.
We give a platform to you as well, so stop finding fault with the platform. But Gaurav Bhatia, Sarkari Maulana versus other. Now every Maulana has to go through a blood test and vote bank test before he's declared their ecosystem or your ecosystem. What kind of a world have we come to?
Mr. Rizvi, where did he come in from? All India Muslims.
Okay. Now may I respond? I heard everyone very patiently.
Who is this? Why is he not arrested for claiming the Kumbh land?
People who are spewing hate have not been arrested in Bengal, and you are asking about a Maulana who made his opinion clear. A Maulana who has an opinion which doesn't match with yours is a Sarkari Maulana and should be arrested. Fantastic democratic values and fantastic constitution saviors you are. But lowering your fader, because I'm very, very short on time. Gaurav Bhatia, please respond.
You know, I heard the Samajwadi Party spokesperson speak. He was just like Akhilesh Yadav while Akhilesh Yadav was speaking on the floor of the parliament on the Waqf bill. Away from the topic, speaking about everything else but the topic. And he was trying to criticize the BJP. तो मैं एक शेर अर्ज कर दूं. वो एक समुंदर को खगालने में लगे हुए हैं. वो एक समुंदर को खगालने में लगे हुए हैं. हमारी कमियां निकालने में लगे हुए हैं. जिनकी अपनी लंगोटियां तक फटी हुई हैं, वो हमारी पगड़ियां उछालने में लगे हुए हैं. Now I just want to say one thing. Navika, why is it that Akhilesh Yadav is giving the clean chit?
बड़ी छिछोरी शायरी है भाई.
The problem with these people is they don't have the patience to even hear the other person.
Carry on. No,
and they come as frustrated goons. They want to become gundas even in TV debates, which is not acceptable.
Okay.
Very sad. Very sad. Yes.
Gaurav, make your point. Gaurav, make your point.
So 2 points. Akhilesh Yadav giving a clean chit to Mamta Banerjee when the Calcutta High Court has ordered that paramilitary forces be deployed there, and it is a complete failure of the Mamta government. Read that judgment. Second, why is Akhilesh Yadav, Rahul Gandhi and Arvind Kejriwal not visiting Murshidabad? Because I remember Hathras, everybody was rushing there even when Section 144 was imposed. So this is selective politics. They are not worried about the victims. They just want to indulge in appeasement politics. People of West Bengal will give a befitting response to Mamta Banerjee, and that would happen very soon.
Well said. Absolutely. People will respond. And we did a quick survey. And the results of the survey on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. We asked the question, is violence being used as a weapon against Waqf law? Yes, say 90% of the people, 9% say no, can't say 1%. So people really going in favor of the fact that this violence is somehow to put the entire law on hold. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest question and the biggest takeaway from the Supreme Court today has been the appeal to highlight the positive aspects of the Waqf laws as well. Why is nobody doing that? This positive aspect is the reform that this act needed. We have seen incitement by the Trinamool Congress leaders like gouging out people's eyes and breaking their limbs. We have seen Mamta Banerjee pacifying those who are using protests and violence to oppose Sansad Ka Qanun. We have seen the likes of Owaisi who fearmonger that our masjids will be snatched away. Perhaps they should heed the advice of the Chief Justice of India and stop the violence and incitement. Instead, look for a legal and peaceful resolution if they have any complaint. Well, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on debate number 1.